So tensions are high here in the States as the election approaches, and there's a real question mark about what's going to happen. Will there be a coup? Will there be a, system failure? That kind of thing. There's so many people who have been waking up to the levels of corruption in the system, who don't want to vote for either side, who are afraid of the system failing, and then those of us who are ready for the system to fail. I'm always on that side because I know the system's going to fail inevitably anyway. The empire must fall because it's not built on any kind of sustainable model. It's not built on natural law, so it was failing from the time it was erected. It's just a matter of time. I would, however, like it to be a gentle and less destructive transition as what's happening now, so that those who are most vulnerable inside the system aren't as harmed as they're being right now. For that to happen, I believe those who benefit the most from the system, none of us actually benefit from it, but those who have a relative benefit, they need to let go. And they need to build a new way outside of paywalls where we are truly equal, where we are living as one being, as one people instead, because that's sanity, because that's reality. To me, God, nature, goddess, reality, those are all the same things. And as Byron Katie says, when we argue with reality, we lose, but only 100% of the time. She's right. And that's basically what we've been doing. We've been playing God, we've been managing reality, and we've been arguing with reality. I found what I think is the core fear, which is unmanaged reality. And I found it in a podcast I was listening to with Chris Williamson called Modern Wisdom. He was interviewing Eric Weinstein, who's kind of a modern intellectual. He coined the term intellectual dark web, and he goes on podcasts and whistleblows about our institutions, our academic institutions, financial institutions, how they're corrupt and how they're failing. But he said to Chris on this one interview that he's not sure he wants to live in unmanaged reality. I thought, that's it. That's the fear, because we've never not lived in managed reality in modern times. And so we don't know as a species that not only is it safe, it's the only way for us to thrive, that nature in her wisdom, goddess in her wisdom, God in his wisdom steers us right every time. But we don't have any, collective memory of that. We have it in our DNA, in our system, but we need to come off of our fear. And was his fear. And I think it's most of our fear. I'm still working on getting the fear of unmanaged reality out of my system, but for the most part, I live in unmanaged reality. I let nature, God, goddess run my day, and it runs it a hell of a lot better, a heaven of a lot better than managed reality. So I'm here to dare Eric Weinstein to work with me, for anybody who's still afraid of losing their position, of the empire falling, of a system that's truly equal and fair and built from the ground up from natural law, from our bodies, from our being as one family, one being, one globe. If you're afraid of that, you're wrong. There's nothing to fear. And I'd love to work with you. I'd love to disabuse you of those fears, to bring you into your true nature as oneness, to bring you into your body, to show you that your fears aren't real, and to then dial you into your purpose to serve all, and to be a part of a game where everybody wins instead of the current setup. So call me.